Hello, I'm Miss Jackie, and this is Word for Brothers. Let's respect our men, love our men, and support our men. So, according to Jewish and Islamic traditions, Potiphar's wife's name was Zuleika. From the moment she laid eyes on Joseph, Zuleika was determined to have some of that hot chocolate. She checked her husband's calendar and remembered he had told her he would be out of town on business the following week. Perfect. On that fateful day when Joseph walked through the door, the servants already knew the drill. As they did when all the others had walked through the door, they all disappeared. Now, since Potiphar paid the bills, certainly he had an old trusted servant who gave him the 411, along with whispers behind his back that led him to face the fact that his wife was a garden tool, a cheater, not once, not twice, but a repeat offender. So why didn't Potiphar walk like an Egyptian and one, file for divorce, or two, kill her or outsource someone else to do it? Overall, the culture would have allowed it. He was upholding a man's honor, but he couldn't afford to do either. The cost, losing his high-paying, prestigious government job, was just too high. You see, though Potiphar was an Egyptian, he worked for a non-Egyptian government. At this time, a mixed-race group of people called the Hyksos had taken advantage of Egyptian political instability and seized power. However, Potiphar's noted skills landed him the position as Director of Homeland Security. He was such a knowledgeable and trusted figure that he often rode with Pharaoh on Air Force One. But how did Potiphar get his boarding pass in the first place? Well, while Egyptians tended to marry among themselves and within their class, during periods of great foreign influence and or domination, marriages to achieve political and economic goals were not uncommon. This could mean that Potiphar came from Egyptian aristocracy, and to secure their elite status, Potiphar's family may have arranged his marriage into Hyksos upper crust in the person of Zuleika. So though Potiphar could have pulled the trigger on both his marriage and Zuleika herself, he'd only be shooting himself in the foot. More than the others, though, Potiphar knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that Joseph was innocent. However, when Zuleika cried attempted rape in front of the servants who knew she was lying too, as always, he had to save face and his behind. But Potiphar was getting mighty tired of upholding her alleged honor as she constantly disrespected his. Potiphar hated to lose Joseph, but he played the role according to a well-rehearsed script: act outraged and throw her latest victim in jail, sometimes with the death penalty, which Potiphar believed deep down for Zuleika was the best part. But in a way, Potiphar was glad to be rid of Joseph. All his integrity made it harder for him to look at himself in the mirror. He sent Joseph to a white-collar prison, calling his contact there to give him a heads up. Yes, this was all for the best. Joseph reminded him that now that he had all that he wanted, he had lost all that he had had. And let us uplift and praise our men who know that if you keep putting yourself in compromising positions, one fine day, you'll have no place left to stand. See you next time.